Hello, sorry about that. No, I'm just leaving Grayling. I thought gas would be cheaper up here. Hey, how you doing? Hey, Brett, Melanie. I thought gas would be a lot cheaper, but oh well, is it out of business? God, $1.46? No kidding. Take a picture of it. It's hard to believe. Frame it. Well, good night, Donna. No, I haven't. I'm going to get into more of that astrophotography this summer. I've done similar things out in Colorado and Montana and Wyoming. So no, it seems like the timing's always bad when I'm there. I've done it in Alaska as well. Good night, Donna. I just paid $197, which, you know, considering is pretty reasonable, but I thought it'd be less. Yeah, you're right. It is hard. Yeah, it's pretty good where I live. I mean, I can go out just to the local airport and see pretty well, but it's nothing like a place actually designed for that. You know, of course, the U better. The National Guard, it was my understanding they were coming in to deliver supplies. I don't think there's going to be a state lockdown to deliver supplies. This is why nobody gets off at Grayling when they're going north or south. It's a pain in the ass. Whoever designed this on and off when the expressway went through, I hope they got fired, because it's got to cost that town a ton of business. Still a lot more snow on the ground up here. This is actually where the snow belt. I got a buddy of mine that owns a paper company in Atlanta. They're sending record shipments out. And the local butcher's making bank. So it damages the majority of people. But there's some businesses that are setting records. Oh, that's interesting, Ankara. You know, he's always been pretty successful at making a killing during a time of crisis. You know, I went out and he was out there one day and I approached him and he was a super nice guy. Yeah, it's nice up here. Impacted our county. I mean, it's no secret that a lot of these counties and cities are having financial difficulties. So one of the major sources of income outside of taxes is writing tickets. If you're ever going north or south on I-75, you look at mile marker 205. They're sitting out there all the time. And the reason for that is because it provides about $650,000 in ticket revenue to the county. I mean, nothing else is going on. But when they raise the speed limit to 75, there's a lot of people that will speed. But when they start pulling you over at 85 and over, there just aren't as many cars. Yeah, you're right about that, Foghorn. I'm sure that's coming. See how much more snow there is up here? You're right, Foghorn. I mean, I hope in my lifetime I still get to do this, but I can see the day coming where it's just going to cost too much to drive somewhere because they need to get income from someplace. Hey, Jane. Yeah, I didn't love the last one that much because I got friends of mine getting it in the 160s. I just paid $197, and that was off the beaten track. Yeah, it's beautiful out. Yeah, thanks, Rob. I'm surprised people like as many people. You know, my whole life I was doing this, and I grew up. I didn't have any buddies or anybody that liked doing this kind of stuff. I mean, I could go to 100 people in West Branch today and said, hey, you know, I'm thinking going up to Mackinac Bridge and doing some photography. There's open water there. Oh, way up there, just to take photos. Are you crazy? So then when I started uploading this stuff to YouTube, as it turns out, other people like the same thing I do, which has been a pleasant surprise. Now my day will be complete if I drive by a gas station that's easy on, easy off, that's a quarter a gallon cheaper. Yep, Foghorn, yep. I'm at the, hang on, I'll tell you. 265 mile marker. Oh, you like it up here, Jane? God's country, that's what they call it. Hang on, I'm gonna clean off this lens. It's measured, no, that would be measured from the Ohio border, as soon as you go into Michigan. Hey, Tish. Old Okie's probably home sleeping. They were going to drive all the way through from Florida to Oklahoma last night. Yeah, she's in the front. Yeah, you're right, Foghorn. Yeah, it's true. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. I've heard from a couple people down there. They are really hurting. It's absolutely dead. I mean, you tend to think of typical employment is how much they're being hurt by this crisis, where even atypical employment, like working down in southwest Detroit, they're taking a hit too. Oh, Yahtzee. I don't even know anybody played that anymore. Now it's kind of a laughing joke right here. This is Waters, Michigan. They used to have a McDonald's up here at the exit, and there is absolutely nothing. Well, it didn't last long. Hey, One Life, how you doing? You know, they got snowmobiles all over the place that do 100 miles an hour. I'm doing 65. Can you imagine that? Yeah, it's always kind of like that up here. I mean, I'm only about 60 miles north of where I live. It's nothing really. Yeah, isn't that the truth, Brett? No seatbelt, just fly off when you hit a big bump. I don't know how many of you have been up to Mackinac before. It's really busy in the summer. The island, the city. Yeah, it's cool up here. All right, Andrew, have a good day. Tell you one mistake I did, man. I didn't wear the right shoes coming up here. It's because it was just spur of the moment. That's how I do everything. I never plan or anything. For all you people watching that think the world is overpopulated and there's no place to live out in the open, you haven't been paying attention for the last 60 miles. And it gets even worse north of the bridge. There's all sorts of vacant land. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be a problem because whatever is out is frozen solid, and it's not like I'm going to be walking around outside for a while. It is a pretty day. I mean, if I can find a hotel that doesn't give me, depending on how much open water is there is around the bridge. Yeah, the Sioux's interesting. You know, another couple weeks and the locks are opening up again. Yeah, I think it's $4.50 now to cross. Yes. You weren't on earlier, Frederick, but I called them to find out if there was any open water around the bridge, and they said there is, so that's why I'm heading up here. Oh, thank you, Angela. You too. Yeah, that's a hell of a place they have in Duluth, isn't it, Brett? Talk about a perfect place to see the ships come in. Man, I would dream to be near a place like that in the winter. Just to be able to go down there whenever ships were coming in, video. It's like fantasy land. Doesn't even look real when that one guy, I don't know if it's a guy or it's the city that videotapes him on that roof-mounted camera. Oh yeah, Van's big time warm. Entry restrictions to Canada, essential travel only. Hey, now nobody's been able to answer this question. Why or how are the Barnes & Nobles still allowed to be open during normal hours? Does anybody know that? I mean, I think it's inconsiderate of Barnes & Noble that during this time that they just didn't voluntarily doing it, and they're waiting for someone to tell them, hey, dumbass, everybody else is closed. Do we have to spell it out to every single business? And of course they're jam-packed because there's nothing else to do. It just doesn't make any sense. Are there any cases of this in these border Canadian towns like Sault Ste. Marie or Windsor? There's Five Guys hamburgers. Now I wonder how they got a to-go window, so they're probably busy. Yeah, they should. They should be closed. They should just have enough brains to, you know, make a public declaration that, hey, look, during these times we feel it's best for our customers and the public to close. They're open and they're busy. I mean, what the hell is going on? I think it's getting colder up here, man. I just had to crank the heat up. Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, at that Speedway gas station I was at in Grayling, they had some girl out there wiping the pump handles. You know, I'll tell you, so far, I've been surprised and glad to see people actually taking this direction on cleanliness since this has happened. It's nice to see. Gaylord, Michigan. Big Buck Brewery. They better put the taps on hold. Can't get beer to go. If it's really beautiful looking up here, I probably will spend the night. I usually don't do that, but I want to take advantage of this. No people and beautiful scenery. I'll give an extra 20 bucks to see who slept in the room before me and where they're from. Oh, interesting auditing. You know, I read an article about a year ago where they talked about a cashless society, and the argument was that it would give the government more ability to track people, which, you know, they're going to do eventually more anyways. But now they got a perfect reason with this, you know, how dirty money is. And if everybody had their own card, just think how much more money will go into the coffers if restaurants can't skim any longer and fruit markets can't skim. That's a nice looking farm right there. See, now look at that farm, beautiful, everything's maintained. You're thinking, man, what would it be like just living on there? Nice wife, couple of kids. They could be the most miserable people in the world, and they're hoping they were what I'm doing, just driving around wherever I feel like it. You got to be careful what you wish for. You might get it. Oh, did you really auditing? Congratulations on making it. Was that attributed to a clot for some reason? Yeah, we're already being watched. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, I'm all for privacy, but I don't know how you're going to combat these wackos in the world without being able to look at people's stuff. They can look through all mine any day they want. Yeah, glad you made it, auditing. You know, I've had the same CPA for like 40 years, and there was a girl that worked for him that I've known, and blah blah blah. Anyway, she got diagnosed with breast cancer in December. Died about a week ago. 53. Icebreaker, Mackinac, exit 338, tour the icebreaker. I hope I do see an icebreaker. I'll tell you, whoever thought of that idea to put those little rumble strips on the side of the road was an excellent idea, because it sounds like a giant vibrator, and if that doesn't wake you up, I don't know what will. Oh, Kenny Rogers died today? Well, that's a sign you can tell you're getting old. These people just falling off. If you'd have told me 15 years ago I'd outlive Prince and Tom, all these Michael Jackson, I wouldn't have believed it. Well, that way, yeah, right. Well, and I think he was. Kenny was looking a little different here these last 10 years. You know, I see some of these people that get real old, like George Burns, and even Kenny Rogers for that sake. You know, in a lot of ways, I hope I don't live that long. I'm sure if I keep driving around like this, that's why I'm surprised I live this long. I don't want to be like living. Oh, Kenny Rogers did admit that, huh? Well, maybe at least a different plastic surgeon. My God, he did not look good. that's cool. RY, you used to go to that California's nightclub, didn't you? Yeah, I can. I'm about 40 miles south of the Mackinac Bridge. Oh, that's cool. Catholic radio. Big billboard. I was raised Catholic, yeah, but I don't practice it. Very lackluster influence when I was younger. I mean, we go for the holidays, that kind of thing, but I'm sure this next big hump that I come over, you should be able to see the bridge in the distance. You can see it for a long way out. See, now they got a little less snow up here, out of the snow belt now. You'd think the further north, the more snow you get. That isn't always necessarily true. They actually have less snow here than they did in Gaylord and Grayling. And part of it is the way the 75 snakes through here in the deck angle during the daytime. Hey, Drace. How's this for a view? Pretty good, Marilyn. How are you? Hey, Brady, how you doing? Heading up here to Mackinac Bridge. Hey, Road Warrior. I mean, Mark. Oh, you're welcome, Jackie. Now get ready. You should see this when I get on the other side of this big hill. We don't have mountains down on this side, it's hills. Yeah, their temperature must be lower up here because I just cranked on the heat on the floor. It's still a little cold. Oh, okay, Jackie. Yeah, I do too, Mark. This ought to be a good one today. The sky's getting a little obscured. I hope it doesn't get any worse. really affects the color when I'm trying to get some good long distance shots. I got quite a bit of daylight left. I hate to have it trashed by cloud cover. Hey mister, how you doing? I keep thinking I'm going to see the bridge any second. I know it's coming up, but I'm going to have to pay better attention. Good for you, gingerbread. Oh, thank you. I don't think I did. No, I think it's still up here to the right. That's pretty close to town, I think. Should be coming right up. Yeah, man-eating clam. Yeah, you're right. Yep. I'm close, I know that. Excuse me. Yeah, somebody told me about that earlier. Yep. I got my debit card. I'd rather use it, to tell you the truth. That's the first public notification that I've ever witnessed where they've acknowledged just how dirty and germ-producing cash is. My mom used to remind me about it all the time when I was young. Yeah, I'll probably go over. I'll have to see how it looks. There's a good observation point on the other side where you'd be looking at the west side of the bridge. But if it's all frozen solid, it won't do me any good. And it would be nice though, because the sun would be at my back if it stays nice like this, rather than looking towards it in the southeast section. Yeah, business is real slow for them. No, I've heard from a couple of them though. Actually, I heard from a girl that just got out of jail last night. I guess I've got 30 miles to go again. I was thinking it was closer than that. You can see the bridge for like a long ways away. I mean, it's kind of cool to see what's going on up here in the winter anyway. There is a point where you can see the bridge, the top of the bridge from a long ways away, and I don't really remember where it's at. You can see the tops, you know, and there's no leaves on the trees. It's one of those type deals. Hey Dana, how you doing? No, I haven't seen a wind turbine, no. I hate those things. I think they totally ruin a landscape. So, you know, this would strike me as a place where they're writing a bunch of tickets. It's down to 60. I bet you there's a cop up here. they're doing here. I guess they're the road. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Not a lot of traffic. You see all sorts of weird stuff. Come around a bend, there'll be a giant tree right in the middle of the road. That's because no one else has driven down there and set these barrels up. They were just going to stick with it until the job's done. Well, that's good, Dana. Yeah, I like these road trips. Fun. Good. Goes back up to 75. See, they got the rest stop closed. Oh, there's a cop right there. He's trying to get the southbound people. Well, he's got his work cut out for him because they can do 75 legally. Hey, Larry. Yeah, the thing about RVs, you can't get to a lot of places like I like to go. Hey, Karen. Hey, Julian, how are you? like them that much. I mean, 20% of the time they'd be great, and it's the other 80% of the time. My phone's starting to overheat, so I hope it stays on at least another 10 minutes. Oh, thank you, Joanne. All right, Dana, you take care. Here's the 500-pound clam, Seashell City. Mackinac Island. City, I mean, bridge, I mean. See you, Dana.